Welcome to day 177, and I am walking out of Damascus. Mad Max is behind me, not far. I'm going to go up here to the post office and mail my anniversary card, since I'm going to miss my 24th anniversary. So it's about a 1,600 foot climb out of here going southbound. We're only going to do about 10 miles to the next shelter, because the shelter after that is 18 miles. So we've got 42 miles to go to get down to Elizabethton, Tennessee, where we will find the Boots Off Hostel. Expect to be there in 2.5 days. So I'm gonna walk on out of town and I'll keep you all posted. So just a quick update. This is day 9, back on the trail, climbing up out of Damascus and heading into Boots Off Hostel, which is about 42 miles south. So I'm having a tough time uploading the video clips to YouTube, well, to Google Drive, and then my son will put them on YouTube. So it may be a bit before I get an actual video out here because the Wi-Fi in the hostel is bad. So I want to let you know I'm still out here. I'll upload this clip directly, and all is well. Done 100 miles now, so I'm gone from 570 to 470. So Semper Fi and continue the mission. Well, I think I just crossed from Virginia into Tennessee. This would be my 12th state, leaving only North Carolina and Georgia to finish. A little disappointed. I expected a sign or something. This is all I'm getting right here. Entering Cherokee National Forest. Cherokee National Forest is, I believe, part of Tennessee. So anyway, I'm crossing over into Tennessee, but there's no sign. So a little disappointed. What can I say? I should be within a mile of the shelter, and Mad Max will be there ahead of me. It's been a beautiful day of hiking. Once I got the initial climb out of the way, got up on this ridge line, I basically was just doing gently up and down all the way along this ridge. And the weather's gorgeous. It's probably 60 degrees out, sunny, perfect hiking weather, not too hot, not too cold. So I'm really grateful for that, particularly after the rain yesterday. So the trek continues. I'll check in when I get to the shelter. Good morning and welcome to day 178. So spent the night last night at the Abingdon, I cannot say that word, Abingdon Gap shelter. There were 4 or 5 northbound thru hikers there. It was fun to meet them. Spent the night in my tent and discovered that I have a slow leak in my air mattress. So about every 3 hours, it would gently lower me to the ground, and I would get cold and wake up and have to reinflate it. So hopefully I'll get to this next hostel tomorrow and they'll have a bathtub or something I can check for leaks. It's very windy. It was very windy last night. At 4 o'clock I woke up and heard the trees banging together, which made me a little nervous because, as you can see, there's a tree right there. There's a ton of trees still wanting to fall, and I don't want to be under one when it happens. So anyway, moving out this morning along this ridge line here, 16 miles to the Iron Mountain shelter, and I'm going to get hustling. I'll get back up with you later. Forecast is not calling for rain, but it's blowing like crazy up here, and the trailer walks right along this ridge line. So it's kind of chilly. I'm hoping it warms up a little bit. Right, here we are. Stopped for a little trail magic, and here's Sloth. Sloth is a northbounder on his 5th attempt?
That's my 4th attempt.
4th attempt, all right. Well, good luck to you, Sloth.
Thank you.
Definitely persevering. And this is Odie. Yep. Odie's a former thru hiker, and he was in the area, so he was kind enough to bring a cooler full of drinks and some snacks. So I've had some cookies and some Gatorade, and I'm going to move on. Recon out. So this is Double Springs Shelter. It's about 1:30, and I just had lunch here. And I was talking to some folks who are going northbound, And this tree right here just fell. They were coming down the trail and apparently just got past it up to the shelter when they heard this loud thump, and this whole tree just fell over. And fortunately nobody was hurt, but this is the kind of situation. These trees are weakened by the hurricane, and you know, they're falling still, and it's been very windy out. There's the root ball there. So fortunately nobody was hurt. I'm going to continue to march. 16 miles total today. I've gone a little bit over 8 miles. I've got about 7 miles left. Now, this is an interesting change in scenery. Guess I'm going into a pasture here. Step over their little ladder thing. Not entirely sure where the trail goes. I guess up this way. Maybe through that gate up ahead there. Wow, it's really pretty. Quite a change. I'm walking in the forest. I like this. Nice little variety. This is a really neat change of terrain coming across these open pastures. It's just beautiful. And behind me is a barn. I don't know if it's still in use or not, but it's got the AT symbol on it, obviously. It's actually famous. You see this in all the books and all the pictures from the Appalachian Trail of this barn that's got the AT symbol on it. And you can just see how beautiful it is out here. I'm really enjoying this little break from the ridge walking. The shenanigans continue as Mad Max tries to hang a bear bag. This will be attempt number 17, and he winds up. Oh, and it bounces up the tree trunk. Good morning, and day 179. Just spent the night at the Iron Mountain Shelter with Mad Max and a fellow named G, and I had a good night, slept okay. I've got a hole in my air mattress. Not happy about this. It sets me down on the ground about every 3 or 4 hours. So going into the Boots Off Hostel today, we have a 16-mile day. We did 16 yesterday, our longest day yet, doing 16 today. Into the hostel. Hopefully they have a tub or deep sink, and I can try to find where this hole is. So I'm gonna go up here, find some water, have a little breakfast, and then move on. So there wasn't any water at the shelter we stayed at last night, so I had to skip breakfast. So I've gone a mile or two, and I've gotten some water, and I got a nice little seat here. This is a very nice mossy log. It's very soft and comfortable. And I got my stove going right here to make my oatmeal and my coffee. There's my oatmeal in my Ziploc, and the rest of my stuff's over here. So I'm gonna take a quick break and have a little late breakfast. All right, the day continues. It's hazy and overcast, but not supposed to rain. So there's just something way down there. Houses, the valley. It's really pretty. It's green with some houses and, you know, undoubtedly farms and whatnot. I wish that there were fewer trees. I get a better view, but you can see from here. And then I'm just hiking along a ridge line, and that's off to my left over there. We got a nice view just off the trail here, and I think that may be Watauga Lake, or that may be it over there. There's a marina on that lake. Watauga Dam is here someplace, and then creating a lake. I'm not entirely sure from up here. You can see a bunch of houses down there, and then over here I can see there's a barn. Looks like a red barn down there and some fields. Once the leaves come in, none of this stuff's gonna be visible, which is gonna be a shame. But at least we get to see it. Well, I'm kind of kicking myself doing this long ridge walk here. And as I was climbing up, I came across Six Pack. And Six Pack is a family of 6, mom and dad and 4 kids. Youngest, I looked about 5, maybe 6. And so I knew of them. Looked like they're having a great time. Kids were super happy, and what a great experience for them. So then as I left, we chatted for a moment, and then I took off back up the hill here. And then as I left, I was like, gosh, I should have got some video of those folks. It would have been a great video. So anyway, I got to meet them. I apologize, you're not going to meet them, but I'm old and I'm forgetful. I forget things. So Semper Fi and Recon out. So I'm continuing pretty steeply downhill towards the town of Hampton, Tennessee, where the Boots Off hostel is located. And this is the reservoir here. I've been basically coming around the edge of this thing for the last couple of hours. It must be pretty huge. This is, I think, called Watauga Lake and created by Watauga Dam. So I'm heading down. Shortly I'll be at the level of that lake. So the trail popped me out on this road. This is going back that way. Is the road to the Watauga Dam Visitor Center. And going this way, it looks like the Appalachian Trail follows this road down to the shores of the reservoir. I'll tell you, it's a hot day. Definitely the hottest day since I've been back on trail. It's in the 80s. It's not terrible, but a lot of sun exposure. These places where there weren't any trees. So I'm walking down here, check out the lake. Let you know. Alrighty, I'm heading down this road here. Just met a really cool gentleman who was going the opposite direction, and I have 420 miles left to finish this hike, and he is 420 miles into his hike, and he has a YouTube channel. It's Tom, T-O-M, Treks, T-R-E-K-S, Tom Treks, and he's raising money for a charity regarding the 9/11 victims. So if you could, get on YouTube and go to Tom Treks and check him out. Just came around the corner on this road here, and here is the lake right in front of me, the reservoir, and I guess this is the dam. This thing here, and it looks like I'm walking across it. It's really pretty. Now look at this thing. Not sure what that even is. Right there is a gate, it's locked. And then they got a fence on both sides of barbed wire, so you can't climb around it. So, clearly they don't want anybody like me out there, because that looks like a fun place to go play with stuff. Those machines look like they'd be a lot of fun. All right, here is the driveway for Boots Off Hostel. Whew, man, I am smoked. It was hot today. It was 16 miles yesterday, 16 miles today, and I am tired. I'm gonna scoot up here because they have a shuttle going into town in about 22 minutes. So I'm gonna turn this off for now and get on up there. All right, good morning, and day 180, and had a great night here at the Boots Off Hostel in Hampton, Tennessee. I'm getting ready to roll out. I've got about 13 miles and two 2,000 foot climbs to get to a campsite. Mad Max here, unfortunately, is going to be leaving the trail and going on with his own adventure. So I'm going to tell him goodbye, and then I'm going to get back on trail, and I'll catch up with you all later. Okay?
Best of luck. Best of luck, Recon.
Yep.
Tear it up. You're almost there.
About 420 miles left to finish this thing. So
yeah.
For now, Recon out.